Good afternoon. It's time for another NFL Bucky's Mill Day. This is your host, Mike C. And of course, Star Show. As always, a very happy Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. Why is Bucky happy? Well, we watched a very exciting hockey game last night. Wisconsin women against the Ohio State Lady Buckeyes, I guess. And very exciting game. And Ohio State was ahead for most of the game. At one point, had a 2-goal game. Badgers clawed back and just fought very hard, and very few penalties in the entire game. However, final stats here. Whoops, I just closed my book. Let's see. Okay. At 18.9 seconds left, the Badgers had pulled the goalie for an extra skater, and a defenseman, she closed her hand on the puck in the crease, and it was very, very close, very tight, and they had to go to instant replay. Badgers had a challenge, and they used it, and it was determined that the defenseman closed her hand on the puck. You can't do it. You can steer it, what she did, but for a second she had closed her hand. And the call went in favor of the Badgers. And I guess you have an option of either getting 2 minutes or a penalty shot. Well, there's only 18 seconds left. So they took a penalty shot, and lo and behold, Kirsten Sims, I guess she wanted the puck. I guess Mark Johnson, the coach, asked who wanted to take the shot, and I guess she raised her hand or something. Anyway, she took the shot, and the goalie played very well for Ohio State. She was very good. And she deked her out and scored the tie game with, like I said, less like 18 seconds left. Very, very exciting game. And then they went in overtime. And the fifth time, I think, in the WCHA, or it used to be WCHA, the NCAA championship. And I don't have the exact, but it was at least a couple minutes. Both teams had a few chances. But that girl again, Kirsten Sims, they kind of, I don't want to say they dominated, but they kind of took over in the overtime. I think momentum kind of played its way into it. And there was a scramble in front of the net, and with a very awkward angle. Anyway, Kirsten scored again, scored the winning goal and the championship goal. And a fantastic. I thought the game was over. I really did. Well, they came close, but they just weren't, doing anything. And so shame on me for giving up hope. But so congratulations to the Lady Badgers, their 9th NCAA championship. And congratulations to Mark Johnson, a fantastic head coach. And it was just a great game, like I said a million times. And the sad thing to see was the tears. I mean, the girls on the Ohio State, literally broke down, and they were crying and sobbing because they had the game for most of the, 3 periods they were ahead, and they were just crushed, and I felt bad for them. And but they all, but the Badgers won, and that's the important thing. And so 4-3 they won. And the interesting stat was that entire season, the Lady Badgers had never given up 4 goals in the entire season. And so none more important than yesterday. So that was very exciting. That's really all the notes I have. Oh, on Saturday, the men's basketball team once again lost. They were behind by a lot, like 12, 13 points for most of the game. They cut it down to 2. They had a shot and to win, or at least tie or win the game against BYU, and they lost. Um, I didn't like the final play call. They didn't really have a good shot at it, and it was just kind of a wild looking shot. So I wasn't impressed with that. But they had a good season. They can keep the coach. We're not sure. You might have taken them as far as they can. We'll see what happens. We'll obviously let you know. So that was very exciting. And now on to football. Nothing really new to report. No more signings. Lions have been picked as one of the winners of the offseason and the free agent signings. I could see that. Maybe the lower end of it. They didn't sign any really huge names. Their best signing was to replace cornerback. They also signed a player years ago I really wanted the Lions to draft, and I'm glad they signed him a few days ago, Rock Ya-Sin, just because it's a cool name. So it's depth. It's very good depth, and that's something that killed them last season in the playoffs. So they revamped the secondary. They made it better, I believe. And another note, Jeff Okudah signed with the Vikings, actually. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but so I'm going to throw that in there. Still no edge. There's lots of talk. There's still like one or two guys out there they could sign. They could, they're going to trade. They're going to trade on draft day. Who knows? As of now, they haven't really signed anybody else. Za'Darius Smith is still out there. I'm not really excited about signing him back. It's like, some people want him back. Yeah, that's okay, but doesn't really do much for me. But Trey Hendrickson is still a possibility. They're gonna on the Bengals. They're gonna trade for him before the draft, during the draft. We'll see. But the draft is like a month away, so that's very exciting. And I still haven't finished my magazine, which I have to do. But yeah, But the big news, we got a new dog, and he was here earlier, but he knocked the shot off. He destroyed the set, so we had to reset it and restart the video. But so Bucky's got his Wisconsin hat and his jersey on. We got a new dog, and Carl's very happy, and his name is Rudolph. And I'm sorry, not Rudolph. His name is Murphy. Jeez. And he's 1.5 years old, a male, very friendly, very cute, and he wasn't shot early, but he wrecked it and he left. So he'll be in future ones, I'm sure. He's a half beagle, or no, I'm sorry, half Doxy, half it's kind of a terrier, like a Manhattan Terrier or something. I can't remember the exact. It's not that, but he's very stocky, very very strong, but very, very cute, very affectionate. We got him from an older couple. I just couldn't handle him anymore, and he's having some issues as far as going to the bathroom. He's not doing a lot, which is concerning. He has gone, just not every day. But we're going to take him to the doctor today, get a couple shots maybe, and check him out, get his nails done. So as soon as Carla gets home early from work, we'll take him to the doctor. So, but he's got a lot of, responses on Facebook, and a lot of people have, wished him welcome and say hi, Murphy, and all that good stuff. And so I said Carla's very happy. She was like almost obsessed with finding another dog. And just yesterday, we got a call from her pastor and said they had these purebred, I don't know what kind they were because she didn't say, puppies. But we wanted an older, slightly older dog that was trained, but he's not really going to the bathroom a lot. And last night he actually told me he wanted to go outside, so that was good. So number one. When I take him for a walk, he goes number 2. But otherwise, he hasn't even gone in the front yard yet. And but he's probably he's only been away from his previous owners. We got him on Tuesday, so it's less than a month. So it's taking time to adjust. But he's very friendly. He sleeps with us, and he's just very playful and very affectionate. We went to a dog expo yesterday, and he had to say hi to every dog there. But man, he was a handful. I had to, really, really hold him back because he was so excited. He also saw his cousin yesterday, so he just had a lot of excitement. Then he slept the rest of the day, and but so he's going to take some work, some training. We're going to see if we can sign him up for training. Training is very expensive. I think Petco does it for free, so that's good. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to take a little work, but that's okay. And so there's good and bad. He doesn't beg for food like Suki did. I mean, Suki will never be replaced. Suki was once in a lifetime, and but it's the next dog up, I guess. Put it that way. But so we try not to compare the two because you can't. It's not fair. It's not fair to Murphy. So, but we'll see. Otherwise, there's not too much else to report. I think the regular season already started, but it was overseas, so I think it starts in a day or so. So we'll see how the Reds do. I haven't really checked that much. I've seen a couple magazines where they've, good chance of making the playoffs, but I couldn't tell you a single player on that team. I kind of know one or two, but I just don't follow baseball like I used to. And it's all football. But draft's coming up. Like I said, a month away. Tons of mocks. Lions are still they're going to trade up, which I'd prefer than trading down because they're going to be out of the first round. Defensive end edge is still outside linebacker with rushing capabilities is very prominent. I've seen him wide receiver, which is a terrible pick. Cornerback's another one. You don't need that. Offensive linemen, if there's nobody really left, I would be okay with that. I've seen two edges drafted, which I really like. A defensive tackle and an edge, which I really like. There's a bunch of names. We'll see what happens. Next week when I'll do a more in-depth draft. Gonna try and get an actual mock draft coming up. Hopefully this week. I haven't really done one yet, except for the one that I did previously with the Connect 4 draft. Well, last week's video, I don't know why. Did 28, I believe it was, last number. I have no understandable why, but I'll take it, and very excited by that. And so that was exciting. At 18 subscribers, I don't think it's changed. And it's just one of those weird, fluky things, but that's fine. And so it was a good week, all around on that. But I think that's about it. I got to either take a nap or do something, but we'll see because we have a doctor appointment, like I said before. And I got a few things I got to take care of, and probably lay down for a while. So, for Mike Cena, of course, the star of the show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And congratulations to the women's hockey team. Yeah, very, very, very happy about that. And on Wisconsin. All right, bye now.